What's going on, traders? What's going on? Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, this is Real Deal Futures. My name is Zach. Before we jump onto the charts, make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading is risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing here is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts. And the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Welcome back. Welcome back. What is going on, chat? How are we doing here this morning? How we doing, guys? Make sure we got everything up and running. I'm liking starting these streams a little bit early. Get a nice 10-15 minutes before market opens up. Get everything situated. Get some analysis in. Make sure we get links in the chat. Gotta get better at doing that. What's up, Wolf? Everybody's sleeping today. Super sleeping today. Guys had enough with No News Monday. Everybody said, I'm not showing up for No News Tuesday. That's it. We've had enough. We're done with these choppy markets. Hope you guys all made it out safe yesterday. I went no trade on the live session. ES moved, a bit. Looking at yesterday's session overall, we did get a pullback down. I was looking long. I just didn't get the entry that I needed here. On ES, did take a long on YM, took a W on that. We will be looking at YM today as well. Let me go ahead and get rid of NASDAQ in here for now because I don't want to hop onto the wrong chart. But I'm going to keep super duper simple markups on YM. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But I got an eye on YM this morning coming into the open in about 8 minutes here. What's up? What's up, Shader Julie? What's up, JB? Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to the show. What's up, Dwayne? What is going on? Peeps on Kick, on YouTube, on X. Solid. All right, let's take a look at yesterday. We started to say it. Pretty choppy overall, right? I heard a lot of people got chopped up. I saw a lot of people say this is the worst price action they've ever seen. I didn't think it was horrible, I guess, off of the open. Again, we have no news again today. Looking at the financial news site that I take a look at, forexfactory.com. U.S. government data may be impacting the, by the shutdown, right? We were talking about that yesterday, but we really don't have anything on the board today that we are taking a look at.
Mount sales objection.
As far as this move today, we got a sweep of this prior week high setting up and maybe a little bit of this pullback in. Kind of got some motion today here. This could be looking like something, guys. So starting on the daily for ES, just taking a look at where we're at. I feel super repetitive because it is. Very bullish overall. We are looking at a market that just continues to drive higher. Really just giving us some pullback, some sweeps of lows before we go and break prior day high. If you look at every one of these candles in here, we're not getting down below prior day low, and we're continuing to just break prior day high, just continuing to push higher. Close your eyes, press the buy button, sing the national anthem. That joke that we were talking about yesterday has still been in play, man. Still been in play. So again, yesterday, if you missed my session, I was looking for a pullback down farther, right? We had some liquidity to the downside, a couple levels down here that I was looking at. This, looking at it now in hindsight, obviously this wasn't bad. We had some volume come in here, and after this sell-off into the open, 10 a.m., looking for a buy would have paid. Although not crazy, right? We really didn't get outside of anything too nuts. We didn't get a ton of continuation. But we did crack above these pre-market highs after selling back off. So bullish for today. Sold off. Looks like pretty aggressively into the open. Balanced out. Found VWAP. Chopped around here a bit. Kind of right in the middle of this area of consolidation, right? Although we do have a nice trend to the upside still forming here. And then into this market open where we are still 6 minutes away from NYSE open. Have now since pushed all the way up above yesterday's high and up above Friday's high, which is prior week's high. Putting highs in here. Still continuing to put highs in. swept above that and are now turning back in. Man, no news Monday. No news Tuesday again. This market just feels so strong, man. I'm going to probably look for buys. I'm going to wait for something somewhat aggressive. Try to find a way in long if I can. I think short from up here into the open for a move back down to VWAP could absolutely be in store. And that's what I'm looking at on Dow. So talking about Dow, I really stick to the 15-minute chart, super duper zoomed out. I've talked about this a lot. Sweeps of pre-market highs, pre-market lows, Asia highs, London highs, lows. This could have been a play for me, right? This was valid. This could have been a short right in here, right above this high at this area, right back down towards VWAP. I'm not into this one. I'm not taking this one because we are in such a dang bullish market, and overall this is looking really strong to the upside, that I am fearful that we crack right at the open to the upside, and I'd prefer to short that. So I don't have a trade on in any of my live accounts here this morning. But for Dow, I'm looking to get involved. If we pop right up here, I'm going to short this. Very, very simply. Very simply, I don't know that we sell off. I don't know that we completely erase the move. But if we pop to the upside, rather than selling right back off to VWAP first, I'm going to short this. I'm going to look for a move right into, I'm going to say the 150s, right? 140s to 150s, high in this area of consolidation. Prior day's volume point of control, key area of volume. Very simple. Would allow me to get a stop loss, way out here near the high where I'm just completely wrong. There's no mean reversion that occurs, and we just blast off, no touch of VWAP. If we come back down to smash through VWAP right off the bat, if we do this at the open, trade's invalidated. I'm not looking for this to happen and then to short it, right? That would be, unfortunately, the trade playing out beautifully on a sweep of this 47.50, 47,050, 47,000, 47,050 level, right back down to VWAP, right? And a stop loss maybe just outside of these highs over here from yesterday would be a better play. But that's my thoughts on Dow. To the upside, if we really aggressively sold off, right? Kind of like what we had right into the open here, really aggressively. I'm looking for that first move back towards VWAP, back towards the middle ground area of high volume. Prior day's volume point of control. Yesterday was a little interesting. We sold off super aggressively, and I caught a nice long down in here, right? Testing volume points of control, right? Really, really simple. Testing an area of high volume, testing volume points of control, back towards VWAP. That's the whole thesis of the trade. It's very simple. Doesn't work out all the time, but works out enough time to be dangerous. It's been paying me very well. Primarily trading Dow got me into this live account. So anyway, that's what I'm looking for. I think we might do it right off the open. I think we might dip right back down to VWAP off the open. So this might not play today, but we'll see. Again, I'm looking for a push right off the open, really aggressively up here. Would allow for wicks, whatever we got to do up here outside of this area of high volume for a short right back down into VWAP. Again, I'm very unbiased on Dow. I don't find trying to trade it directionally along with the higher time frame trend is nearly as relevant as it is on something like ES or even NQ. ES, similar structure, but overall different, right? We're not nearly as far back down. We didn't have that structure, that sell-off from yesterday that we had in Dow. Again, ES, I'm going to look for a pull back down for a potential long. I'm not going to short this. I'm not going to short this market. Not ES. I'll short Dow, but not ES. Way too strong, way too aggressive. We could just go. We could just continue to go. We're very strong right into the open, pushing highs. I feel like everybody else does after a certain amount of time, just pushing straight up. I feel like a correction could be in store. I feel like we could be in for one of those gnarly down days where we just rip through VWAP and head lower. We start taking out some lows, right? We get that correction. But I'm not going to show up every day and aim for that, right? I think there's a huge risk to reward available there. If you're going to take that cheap trade every day and then finally catch it, maybe you end up with a huge risk to reward, a very low win rate. But I would be late to that party, I think. So overall, that's my thesis coming into the open. Fairly unbiased on Dow. Much stronger to the upside on ES. For the time being, I'm going to bounce between these two. But to be honest, I'm really now after the last few weeks of data, I'm really heavily focusing on Dow and YM. I'm more primarily focused on YM. It's what's been working very, very well for me. Very, very simple trades. I talked about it a little bit yesterday in Discord, sent a couple voice messages. It doesn't generate a lot of trades for me. It doesn't give me a really high trade frequency. It's typically a one and done type of deal. But I like it. It's simple. It's pretty low stress to trade. So here we go. Again, if you guys hopped on late, you know what I'm looking for. A push right to the upside in Dow to look for a short up around, let's say, the 47.20s to the 47.50s. That's what I'm looking for in Dow. I'm going to watch this off the open. It's 9:30. Ring the opening bell. 9:30 NYSE open here. I'm going to watch this. Again, if we sell right back off the VWAP, trades invalidated. The short from right in here would be the play, right? And a little bit of discretion in my trading. This is something from, yesterday, right? And some of these highs to run a short, right? And I saw this morning, woke my ass up, looked left, said, hey, maybe we come and sweep this right here, right? And we look for a move right back down towards VWAP. We run something like this. I don't like this as much with a nice, strong volume point of control and quite a bit of consolidation, area of high volume right above. I like this to be more patient and look for a short up here. And this way, if I have to take a loss, I'm wrong because we just absolutely blast off. There's no turn back down to VWAP at all, right? So that's what I'm going to wait for here in Dow. And yeah, look to short it. Look to short it with just measuring this out here. Wondering if I want to throw this on micros. This is some decent sized price action. Nah, I like this one. I'll take on a full risk trade. It's fine. Let's see what we get here today. Chat. Is that all we're gonna do? Is that all we're gonna do here? Again, I'm looking for a real aggressive short on YM. Talked about it, framed it out, right? Following my process, my approach here. I'm gonna wait for a nice big push into here. I'm not gonna wait for it to come all the way up above these highs, but I'm gonna run a stop loss pretty dang wide on this thing. But I'm gonna wait for it to come right into here. Same stuff that I run every day. No crazy high win rate, no crazy high risk to reward, nothing insane. Just area of high volume to area of high volume, support, resistance, supply, demand, order block, whatever you wanna call it. Let's see, coming into this area that I've been looking at, nice pop to the upside. Again, looking for a move back down to VWAP. Let's see, I said 25s, man. We're getting there. Am I going to be too patient on it? No, if I'm gonna take this one aggressive, I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. Starting to get a little bit of a rejection there. I wanted a little bit further of a push right into this level. 25s, 30s would be solid for me. That's looking pretty good.
Order filled.
I'm going to get short on this bad boy right here, guys. I'm getting short right there. Waited for my level to get hit on Dow. In from 47. 47,128 on Dow. Got a an auto stop loss and take profit that's getting thrown in on this account. Gonna see if we can't get a little reaction. I'd like to be able to test out at least some features of this account, kind of see how a win or a loss goes in it. But this is gonna be my trade for the morning. It's coming right, really right off the open, which is something I'll acknowledge here. Trading Dow, I don't have nearly as much of a bias to wait for the first 15 minutes, the first 30 minutes, because I'll be in from pre-market. I'll be in from pre-market right into the open, right? You know, I'm happy to run a trade from pre-market right into the open. So let's see what we get on this one. I'm not going to, as you guys know, I typically don't run a take profit. I'm not going to look for a home run on this one. Just to pull back down, maybe even into these highs. I'd love to be able to grab a little win on this one. And, you know, test some features of the new live account out. But if I got to take the L, I'll take the L. You guys know the drill. But good morning, guys. Good morning. In the trade Dyson early here. Let's see, getting a little bit of a reaction here. Yeah, I'm gonna look to snag this one pretty quick, guys. I'm gonna look to snag this one pretty quick because again, I'd really I'm watching ES pull back and then head right back towards the highs. But again, I don't trade these markets in correlation. They're individual to me. My trade setups, my process, the way that I run this. But I'd like to grab something on this so I can test out a couple things. Let's see. Talk with you guys in chat in just a minute. I'm watching Bookmap here, and not looking too bad to the downside. But I got something else going on as well, guys. I got man, I might have to step right back away. I really don't want to leave this on when I have to do this. There's always some distraction, man. There's always something, right? It's part of trading, man. You want to be able to stay focused, and open? All right, let's see. Not a bad reaction here right off this level. Not a bad entry. Do we continue back down towards VWAP, or do we just blast off higher? That's the question in store. Let's see. Man, yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to step away from this for a minute. I'm gonna have to be right back. I really hate to do this in the middle of a live session right off the open while I got a trade running, and I don't think I'm gonna leave this on. I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable stepping away on a fresh live account trade. I'll be back in about 5 minutes, guys, but I think I'm gonna take this right here and have to come right back in. I'm stop loss to break even on this. I'm not comfortable leaving a trade running if I have to step right back away. I'm out of this one. I'm out of this one for 317 bucks. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry to do it right off the open, 941. Hang tight. All right, guys, back in action with you. Sorry about that, man. Yeah, so in trading, you're going to have times where you got to step away from the chart. You're going to have, times where you're going to get distracted, something you got to go do, and you got to make the conscious decision if you're going to step away or do something. And I didn't know if that was going to be another 5 minutes. That was quicker than I thought. To either leave your trade on as is, to adjust the stop loss, to take profit. You can see it on my face as I did that one, that I'm frustrated because I do like the trade. These are somewhat set it and forget it trades. I let these bad boys run all day in my personal live account. This is a brand new, fresh live account. I want to watch the thing, actually close out, right? I don't want to set a take profit, leave a stop loss, have something not fill correctly. First trade in it. So anyway, I still like this back down to VWAP. Apologies for having a distraction. Nice entry. We'll see. We'll see how, having to call an audible on something like that will go today. Does it help me because we blast off? I don't think so. I think we come back down. But, there's a part of trading that is worth talking about, which is what happens when something, starts to go sideways in the middle of your trading. Your internet goes down. You lose a tool that you're using. You have a contractor knocking at your house because you've been having a roof repair that's been going on for damn near ever, and you have 47 different people back and forth that you have to talk to that are doing work on your house right in the middle of the open. Make a conscious decision. But I think this one's gonna have generated a nice 1-to-1 win. I think we're likely to come right back down into this area. But we'll see the trade play out, right? And I hope it does. I hope it does without me in it. And, I get my my confidence even more confirmed by a trade playing out. But we'll see. Anyway, one and done so far. One trade on Dow. 317. I don't even know what the minimum is to test a payout in this, but be fun to test a daily payout in the new Top 1 Futures live account. Pre-live account is what I'm trading here. But we're not done yet. Let me watch to see if something sets up here on ES, if something else sets up on Dow. But I'm going to keep my eye on Dow for now, since that's the trade that I just closed out. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. What's up? Remember to stay. Morning, everybody. Remember to stay patient. Stay disciplined. Yeah. Heads up through Rise. Payouts are less than 24 hours. Request my Top 1 Futures, and it landed in 59 minutes. Made the request yesterday afternoon, and there it was. There you go. Yeah, they swapped over to Plain. Now they brought it back through Rise. I've heard the same thing, but thank you for sharing. Got a payout processing in under an hour for Top 1. Really cool. Really cool. But I've heard some reviews. People have said the same thing. Payouts are hitting fast. Real fast. Back through Rise. Morning, folks. Morning. Let's see. Anyone get their account paused after payout? Yesterday it was unpaused. Now it's paused again. For a quest. Oh, look at that. Trader Julie Kate getting kicked to a live account. We talked about that one. There you go. Congratulations, first off. Sale will take 14 days. Yeah, it takes a while. It does take a while in general. I don't think it's gonna take that long. It depends on whether they're gonna kick you right into a pre-live account, which they are doing with almost everybody right now, or into a just a straight up live account from Sim. But majority are going the way that I've gone, which is not a choice, right? Right into a pre-live account, and that doesn't take as long. But congrats. Got a trader from the community taking hella payouts with Top 1 and getting kicked to a live account. Love to see it. Yeah, it takes a little while. That transition takes a little while. At most firms. Yeah, usually a few days to a week or so. Just depends on their process. Here's this trade still coming all the way back down to VWAP. Beautiful trade, beautiful setup. If you guys were on 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, you watched me jump out of this. I'm gonna lose my mind with the housework that I have going on and being distracted from trading. I just did not feel good at all about leaving a trade on in a brand new account. I was actually interested to watch the fill, to get in and to get out of it. And here we are playing out to the downside. Had I been holding on to this one, even before that, like I said, I wasn't looking to grab a home run. Back down to VWAP, or maybe just a little bit below, like right into this area of high volume, prior days volume point of control, like right into the 960s to 950s, 46, 960, 46, 950. That would have been a beautiful take profit. not going to complain, right? You make your decisions and you stick to them. That's all you can do. But there's the YM trade playing out. This is the simple stuff. Again, I exercised a little bit of discretion on this one, right? Not just waiting for, you know, a sweep of pre-market highs and setting it at limit order the way that I do sometimes in the 5 a.m., 6 a.m. time frame in pre-market, but instead waiting to see if we popped right up here, which we did, and then came all the way back down to the level that I'm looking at, which would have been a effing nice take profit, but you gotta make your choices, man. Gotta stick to them, and that's it. But again, like I said, happy that happens. Builds confidence in the approach, in the system, right? In the trade setups. Beautiful. There we go. 960s hit right into 950s. Absolutely beautiful, man. That just should have been, you know, approaching $1,000 winner instead of 350. But it is what it is. It is what it is. No complaints. But let's keep reading. Trading Dream Team. Let the chair trade. Yeah, I didn't let the chair trade today. And I almost always do. You guys know that, right? I'm happy. I like setting in for getting trades. I don't mind it, right? If I have a take profit and stop loss in, you know, let it go. There is a very small but present risk of having a trade on and then not paying attention at all to what's going on, and completely stepping away and just allowing the limit orders, stop orders, whatever orders you have on your chart to fill. I'm too cautious in this one right off the bat. I've watched the new OCO bracket orders do funky stuff on Project X. I didn't know what the fills were going to look like on this one. Just not comfortable leaving a trade running with a stop loss and a take profit. So made the choice to clip it right as I had to get up and step away, right? Wasn't sure if that was going to be longer than it was, you know, than it actually was. You know, you make those decisions. I kind of have a rule in my book where outside of that, which I'll usually leave, if there's a tool that I'm using to trade that starts to go wrong, right? Like maybe I'm using Bookmap to trade and I lose connection to Bookmap. Maybe I'm in a trade or I'm looking for a trade and Project X or whatever platform I'm trading on starts to get jacked up. Something funky starts to happen. My overall guardrail is you should be closing out trades and not looking for anything else, right? One, because you stand the risk of just a technical issue affecting your P&L. But two, it starts to jack you up. It starts to mess with your mindset. You're frustrated. You're pissed off. You're not going to be able to manage that trade as well as you would have if whatever you had going on wasn't happening, right? And if that's true, you know, often better just to get out, reset, wait for the next setup to come. On this, I don't have too many, but happy to watch it play out. Happy to watch it play out. Again, this is right where I'd be looking for a take profit on this one. Probably wouldn't be a real positive risk to reward. Maybe this would have only been $700-800, but right into the 60s, 50s, right below VWAP, into this prior day volume point of control, this area of high volume. That's where I'd be looking to grab it. Do I think we have potential to come all the way back down after a big reversion like this? Failure to move higher? Sure, but that's not really what I'm trading for on Dow. This thesis is a test of an aggressive test, a push in one direction, and then a mean reversion back towards VWAP, towards some volume level from prior day's volume profile, from the visible range volume profile, something, but not for this huge, insane move. Oftentimes, I will have a stop loss, a take profit, you know, that's farther down below VWAP, but it's going to coincide with something else, some other level of structure, some area of high volume. But we got a Dow trade on and off today, so no complaints. We'll see what continues to set up. I'm gonna watch what happens down here. ES turning back down after sweeping prior week high. Said I was interested in longs on ES if we start to pull back. I still am. We'll see what comes. To be fair, things that got at the best time. Be honest, you had a no, I could have held that one longer, but you do what you do. You had an Amazon delivery. No, roof repair, flat roof carport repair. That's just turning into a nightmare, but it is what it is. I think they should have it on dashboard and/or Project X saying we are being kicked. Just to like let you know, maybe, so you don't like log in and you see all your accounts paused. But you usually get an email. I would assume, email from the risk manager, right? Kind of describing whatever is going on with your account. But you don't get a maybe. I don't know if Project X has a feature like that. I think for the most part you just see everything paused and you're gonna get an email at the same time. But yeah, I see that. I see that. Could be a little bit scary when you log into an account. Yeah, let me know how it goes. Congratulations, getting kicked to a live account. That's a nice accomplishment. It's really cool. I know we were talking about it a little bit. I was talking a little bit about it with Kobe, talking about trying to build a buffer, right? Get yourself set up for a decent sized live account. But I'm interested to hear how long it's taking on average. Will do. I'm scared, to be honest. What are you scared of? It's the same thing. The same stuff. Nothing changes. Keep doing what you're doing, right? Now you have access to all the benefits that I have access to in this account. It's solid. You have now you have no consistency rule, which means you can take a payout. I don't know how much money you need in these accounts to take a payout. I genuinely don't know the rule. I don't know if it's by the account size. I think it might have been like 500 or something. So we'll see if I get another trade on. But you get daily payouts. So you request a payout. As soon as you are in profit, you can. There's no uncapped. There's no max. You can run, your trade all day, make $5,000, and then request it that day. You do have an 80-20 profit split, so that drops from a 90-10 to an 80-20. That's pretty common for a lot of firms. The downsides are you can't leverage copy trading, and you can't hit the reset button, right? Other downsides, potential downsides are overall you're going to have less leverage. For the most part, they're going to limit you on the number of contracts you can trade. They're going to give you a daily loss limit, and most accounts don't have daily loss limits. But that's individual to you, what your trading looks like, what the risk manager decides. For me specifically on this one, it's a 15K. Let me actually read the exact thing. It's a 15K pre-live account, right? To be exact. I think I got a nice wide daily loss limit on this. Not that I would want to hit it. Yeah, so I have a 20%. That's fine. Is it 3,000? Yeah, $3,000 daily loss limit. They're gonna pause you if you lose 20% of your starting balance. You're not allowed to absolutely kill the account either. After a certain point, they say you're done. Minimum withdrawal. You can withdraw every 24 hours. You can request a payout as soon as you're in profit. There's no payout eligibility criteria. There's no consistency rule. You can run it up. You can have small losses and then have a huge day. You can trade whatever you want to trade. But yeah, no, it's solid. So yeah, nothing. I wouldn't worry about it. The only thing is the stakes are a little bit higher because now you got cooked. You got kicked to a live account, and you can't just YOLO stuff. You can't do anything crazy. There's no reset button on a live account. And if you get moved to a live account and then you lose it, there is a question of what happens next, right? Do they give you a cool off period? Do they allow you to go back to trading sim? Do they say, good game, you took a lot of sim payouts, you did very well, and you immediately blew it in a live account? You've proven that, maybe you're not going to be a good fit for a live account with us. And they say, no trading for you. Maybe they limit the amount of accounts that you're able to trade. Different things happen. For the most part, with any prop firm, if you continue to take payouts in sim and blow live accounts, they're going to say, good game, you're done. They're not banning you, but they're essentially going to say, you know, the thesis here, what it should be, is that we want to try to make money with our profitable traders. You're proving that you only have something that works in the sim environment and nothing that works in the live environment. You know, that's going to not jive well with us. But I've definitely seen that at Top 1. I've seen that at a lot of other firms. Again, not really an issue for most people because most people never make it to a payout in the first place, let alone be considered for a live account and then moved into a live account and then blow a live account and then back to sim and repeat the process 47,000 times, right? So we're talking about some advanced stuff, but we got someone in the chat that is getting moved live. So it's awesome. It's awesome. Watching this short trade that I took continue to play out to the downside. I'd be out by now, guys. This would have just been a one and done winner. But I'm interested to see what happens down here. Do we continue to sell off? You know, I'm eyeballing this on ES as well. I don't know that I'd be really comfortable getting long this aggressively up here. I'm not. I'd have to wait to see what happens as we come back down around prior day point of control, you know, back into VWAP for ES. But I'm glad we got to at least have one of these Dow trades play out. I've talked about them a lot. It's actually the little video series that I did for Top 1. I talked about this exact trade setup, the exact trade that I just took, a little more nuanced and things that you could back test. I've traded Dow for quite a while as US 30, as the CFD before coming over to futures. I repeat myself on this, but it's worth noting because we get new people that hop on all the time. And I constantly have people tell me, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. This is my second day watching. Why are you acting like I've been here for a year? So try to cater to everybody when I talk on these lives. Let's see. Answer is never answer the door unless it's the FD. Limiting contract is probably a good thing for me. Yeah. For most traders, right? But yeah, they limit you. They limit you pretty heavy for sure at Top 1. For the most part, depending on the account size, it's going to be 1 mini, 10 micros. They keep you pretty light to start, which, you know, can be a hindrance on profit, but if you can make it work with 5 minis or 10 minis or 20 minis, you should be able to make it work with 1. And like at every other prop firm, it is a individual case-by-case situation where you're able to talk to a risk manager, right? Maybe you're taking win after win after win. You took win after win after win in sim, and you go, hey, I want to trade 5 minis. Hook it up, guys. You know. But yeah, for the most part, I'm psyched to be able to test it myself to hopefully demonstrate the benefits, right? Put some profit up, take some payouts, but we'll see. Up 1775. Nice. Good morning, Real Deal. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, chat? Light. You guys are light on here today. Feel free, hit like, hit subscribe, wake everybody's asses up. But it's light across streams. I can see it. So appreciate you guys that are hopping on, though. Appreciate everybody that's here. If you are new, welcome to the show. I'm here trading live every day, 9:15 a.m. Eastern now. 100% free. No course, no VIP, no mentorship, none of that fun stuff. I don't claim to be the best trader. I don't claim to have it all figured out. I used to say no live accounts with prop firms, but I can't say that anymore. I got a live account with a prop firm. But that really doesn't mean really too much either, man. Where I go with that comment is I don't have some magic strategy. I don't have something that you can learn from me and it's going to make you some magically profitable trader. And I'm not selling any course that's going to do that for you. I just trade live here free every dang day. And I hope that you can find value in that somehow. Maybe you hop on, you say, this dude sucks. He's a complete idiot. I fade him every day and I'm taking $20 zillion payouts. If you get that from me, man, hope it helps. Maybe you hop into the free community, over 2,000 members in a 100% free trading community. You get some value out of that. I'll throw that link in the chat right now. But happy to have you guys on here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being in the community. We run hella giveaways. Not going to say anything about today. I'm not going to say anything about this week. We ran crazy giveaways last week. We gave out hella prop firm accounts in Discord, on the live streams, instant funded accounts. It was wild. Maybe that's why I got light views today, because I don't have, I'm not yapping about giveaways. But that's okay. We're not gonna do, we're not just gonna make it a straight duck race stream, man. We're gonna run duck races. Everybody loves the duck races, but we're not gonna make it just a giveaway stream, man. We got to trade here. Got to trade. But appreciate you guys hopping on. Thanks for being here. A little bit about me. Let's see. Min daily payout is 200. Nice. Nice. I thought it was, there you go. Well, if that's the case, I'm going to try to request a payout today. Well, it depends if I take another trade and go back into, I give that profit back. So we'll see. I thought it was minimum 2% of the account balance. Oh yeah, that would be $300. Okay, well, I'll find out. I'll let you guys know. Like I said, I'm the guinea pig, right? You know, when I set out to trade the straight to sim funded pro accounts with Top One, with intraday trailing drawdown and equity stability score, you know, I don't have some ego where I come in and say I'm gonna do everything perfect and it's gonna go 100. This is exactly how it's gonna go. I think I got some juice, right? I got confidence. I'm gonna try my best, but this is round one for a prop firm live account, right? Not round one for me trading live accounts. Got plenty of experience trading live accounts, which I hope is going to translate well to this. I think that it will. You know, but who knows? Maybe there's a big benefit to building a buffer before you take a payout, right? For, you know, just your profit, your mindset, your psychology. You know, we don't know how everything's going to look. But I'll let you guys know. So this is continuing to sell off. ES is down below VWAP here. And I'm not sold on a long on this at all. I'll show you why. Two reasons. We're here on the 15-minute chart, which I'm actually liking today. You get much less price action, like individual candles, right? You're only getting one, where if you're on the 1 minute, you would get 15 candles for every one candle that's printing here. But I'm liking to get a feel for where we're at for yesterday's volume profile, where we're at for VWAP. I don't love this for a long. It doesn't give me a good risk structure to have a stop loss like way down here just below overnight lows, right? Not even down to like prior day low, which I really like because we haven't been coming down to break that. It is past this 10 a.m. time frame, but I could see myself waiting a little bit longer, probably for initial balance to set the first 1 hour of this trading session. But if you are looking long, man, and you have a long bias, you want to find your way in long to this market, VWAP has really continued to pay. Not every day. When we start to consolidate and chop, you get stuff like this, like we had yesterday, where it certainly would not have paid just to get long off of VWAP here. But go back and just test buys off of VWAP for the last couple months. You'll be green probably if you can handle structure and risk and trades for the most basic way. When we start to consolidate, we start to chop, doesn't pay nearly as nicely, can really start to work against you. Not something that can be used in isolation, in my opinion. But this is interesting. It is prior day's point of control, right? It is VWAP right in here. If we come lower, I think we're coming all the way down here, right next area of high volume, some highs that we've put in, some consolidation. Kind of interesting. What else is not supporting a long here is we have CVD dropping off on Bookmap, cumulative volume delta. This is my favorite order flow tool. This is Bookmap. I'll throw the link in the chat. I had more and more people asking about it. I posted in Discord, and I got to do a better job about posting all these links. But we got some liquidity down here. It came on after the open, which I don't rely nearly as heavily on when I see something that is not on from before 9:30 a.m. that's really been sitting there, like what we got down here at 775. But there is some stuff down below price. If we were pulling back to VWAP and, for example, CVD was flat, or we were growing on a positive CVD 2-3,000, I still probably wouldn't be long, but just kind of pointing something out, a tool that I use, something that I watch that is not lining up really for a long on this one for ES. I do have Dow Bookmap, YM Bookmap. A lot of you guys were asking about Dow. It just like NQ, it looks very different, very different. It's a much thinner market. at least for the futures contract here. Cumulative volume delta does not change nearly as much as something like ES. The levels on here are very, very different. The way that it looks, the way that the heat map shows, really everything is very, very different. So I will be watching it. I will be, attempting to utilize it, but in a much more hands-off way, where you're probably not going to be hearing me talk about bookmap for Dow or CVD on Dow nearly as much as I was with ES. So anyway, long story short, sitting patient now. Had the first trade off of Dow. Unfortunately, had to get up. Had to get up on this one, which would have been a nice full profit, but it is what it is, man. I have to journal that, right, and note that as a missed opportunity, but a good decision made, right? On another day, that's hella distracting. I'm gone for 10 minutes. The price does something crazy. Rips lower, rips higher, wicks. I don't have a take profit in. My stop loss is at the original spot, and maybe I would have done something differently had I not been distracted, trying to handle contractors. So I try to stick to my guns on that stuff. Let's see. Trader, yeah, reading up on the live accounts. Yeah, let me know. Educate me. But no, I think honestly the benefit of like I was sharing with you yesterday, guys, and I shared in Discord, right? I trade live accounts. I trade live accounts as well. I think there's a great opportunities with prop firms. I'm really excited to be in the position that I'm in. This was what I was trying to work towards this year. So I'm happy to have gotten to this spot, right? Nothing crazy. It's a pre-live account, 15K with it's one of them with top one. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how I do. But if nothing else, I'll be able to give you guys experience and feedback, right? If I don't have experience and feedback, I'm able to show something live, make mistakes, have triumph, success, failure, everything. I can't make videos about it. I can't talk about it. I can't share it with you guys. You can read from other people how their experience has been, but I want to be able to share this with you. So I'm excited to do that. I'm really excited to do that. Omega requested a payout this morning by the time to my desk to drink my coffee. Payout approved. Less than an hour in my bank account. Woo! 2 people today. Chat. Listen, they're not my bots. They're not affiliates or partners. I'm happy to see that, man. Happy to see that. These guys are in chat and girls are in chat often. Beautiful. We got a second person saying that they're hitting payouts from top 1 futures in under an hour. Beautiful. Beautiful. Rise. Sounds like Rise is obviously playing is legit, but they seem to have taken a while with payouts. It was only active for a couple weeks, but they're back to Rise. Maybe whatever issues they had with Rise are rectified, and they're able to run this thing fast. I would love that. What exchange do you subscribe to for the live account? What data do I use, I think is what you're asking. I use CQG for, well, let me elaborate on this. I have 47 different data feeds. Some things get provided to me. Some things I pay for as I'm watching this market continue to sell off. But I will answer this. ES retested VWAP. Do we pop here and blast off through the highs? Gun to my head, which I never have so far, haven't had yet, and I need to probably stop saying I'm long. If I had to take a trade right now, I'd be long on this. I don't like the risk structure. I don't like a stop loss right in here, right? I do think if we're gonna come down below this level, we're coming all the way down here, so it does give you kind of a definitive, hey, this is either gonna work out for a bounce off of VWAP back through the highs, or it's not. So I don't think this is a terrible trade here on ES. But I don't like having a stop loss on untested, unswept overnight lows, right? Asia London lows. So all the way down here would be better. That would just put it right there. I don't really like that. I'd be aiming for a big extension of the upside, but I do think we go higher on this. But it's not lining up for me. Not a strong indication. Not a good risk structure. So no trade on this yet. The Dow trade paid, and Unfortunately, I didn't get to get paid as much as I should have on this one, but that's my deal. So somebody asked, what exchange do you subscribe to for the live account? So exchange would be like CME or CBOT, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, Chicago Board of Trade. The data that I use for my live account is CQG through AMP. AMP is the broker. And then I trade on TradingView for the most part. I've bounced around with some of these different combinations. If you use, here's my opinion. If you use a depth of market and order flow, Rhythmic is going to probably be a decent option. But overall, and this is really nuanced and subjective, but overall, I've had issues with Rhythmic, and I've seen out of all the data providers the most issues with Rhythmic. And for my live account where I'm actually executing, multiple minis in a live account in the futures market, there's a fair amount of risk on the line. I want the most reliable data feed that I possibly can get. And CQG, in my opinion, is that. I've never had any disconnection, anything, always been solid. And for my live account, I don't need MBO data. I don't need full depth of market level 2 data because I just use it to trade. For Bookmap, and we'll continue this further, for Bookmap, I technically have 3 data providers total. For Bookmap, I have both Bookmap data. Oh, can you see this? I have both Bookmap data and Rhythmic. So I technically have MBO level 2 data, Bookmap data, and Rhythmic. I am using Bookmap data for ES and Rhythmic for Dow. Oh, sorry. Bookmap is CME and Rhythmic is CBOT. That's just the way that it happened to work out. I don't have, it really seemed to have issues with either of these. Again, like I said, if anything, I've seen Rhythmic kind of have some sketchiness to happen. But for the most part, you would just, this is really redundant and not what I would suggest. For the most part, you would just pick what you want to trade on one platform, right? What do you trade? Do you just trade NQ? You're going to go with CME data. And do you use depth of market? Do you use any kind of order flow? Do you use a DOM, right? Yes, you're going to want MBO level 2 data, right? You're if you want, if you don't use that, then just top of book standard, inexpensive data is going to do well. And you probably can just get it from whatever live account that you're going to use. Whatever live account that you're trading with personally from your broker, right? That's the way that this goes. Let me know if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. For Bookmap, so let me bounce back over here. For Bookmap, just so we can be clear on this, let me throw this in. I know I'm kind of all over the place here because I was showing Bookmap and now I got to elaborate. But I hope this answers the question. For live accounts, you need to pay for a data feed. You need to pay for a data feed. And based on what you trade, you would pick the exchange that you trade and you would pay for data from that data feed. If you have multiple brokers and multiple different accounts and multiple different things you trade, that could mean multiple data feeds or multiple different exchanges that you need data from. Oftentimes, if you trade with a personal live account, there is a group, right? It's like everything. You can get like CME, CBOT, the exchange for gold and crude oil. Like there's a big chunk, right? They lump them together, and that costs more, but they give you a discount, so you don't have to buy 47 different exchange data feeds. So I hope that helps. For Bookmap specifically, just to be clear on this, because I always want people to understand this. Bookmap itself costs money. It is a paid subscription, meaning you subscribe for this program. This is a paid platform, right? You have a monthly subscription, yearly subscription, whatever it is. The link is in the chat if you want to check out Bookmap. That goes straight to the checkout page, and it's I'm partnered with Bookmap. It's my code for the best discount that's running. Matches or beats whatever the best discount is. But also with Bookmap, just like whether or not you're going to trade on it specifically, which I don't here, right? You can see. Sorry, music going. You need a data feed. You need a level 2, right, data feed for Bookmap, whether or not you're going to trade on it. So you need to pay for that as well. You need to subscribe to that. So I hope that makes sense. It gets a little bit complicated because most people are just used to, I just bought a live prop account. I bought a prop account. I bought a sim prop account and I can just trade, right? And I have whatever information I want, right? Yeah, you're connected to whatever sim, broker they have running. If you want level 2 data at all, whether it's for a prop account, a live account, whatever, you need to pay for that. There's always some subscription. Sometimes some brokers or whatever, maybe they provide it for free. I've heard people get it through different investment brokerage accounts and stuff like that, or it's discounted. But level 2 data for the futures market, right? Full depth of market is a subscription, separate from whatever platform that you might be paying for itself. So I hope this helps. If you guys have questions, feel free to hit me up in Discord. When I first came over to futures, I was like, what are you talking about? Level 2, data feed, what? I was like, I don't understand any of this. Like, don't I just pick the symbol that I want to trade and then everything shows up? Like, what is all this stuff? So if you have questions, I think it could be a little bit confusing up front, but overall it's pretty straightforward. So, if you trade multiple instruments that are not on the same exchange, you do run into that issue of, I need either a grouping to get, multiple exchange data, or I need to pay individually for different exchange data. If you trade ES and NQ, for example, they're both CME, right? So you don't need multiple, but I wanted Dow data, which I'm trading, and Bookmap Dow, right? Excuse me. Want to be able to watch it? That's Chicago Board of Trade, CBOT. It's different exchange, different data. Which, by the way, not to trail completely off topic, I'm hoping to go visit next week because I'm running the Chicago Marathon next week, chat. If you guys don't follow me on IG and socials, where I'm running like an absolute psychopath every dang day. I've run marathons before, a couple ultra marathons. I'm running the Chicago Marathon next week. Super psyched about that. It's a marathon major. There's like 6 or 7 what they call marathon majors, which are, the big deal. I'm not a great runner. I'm just like I tell you, I'm not a great trader. I don't have it all figured out. I'm not going to do anything too crazy. I'm nowhere near qualifying for Boston or anything like that. But I got my own personal records that I'm trying to beat, and it should be fun. And I'm hoping to have enough time, extra day in there, to go visit the CME and the CBOT. I'm going to ask them where I can full port NQ. See what they say. No. That should be fun. I'm excited to do that. But yeah, we were talking about Bookmap. We talked about data. Talking about how that stuff works in the futures market. It can be a little bit interesting to wrap your head around at first if you're not used to it. So yeah, guys, I'm kind of yapping here because I don't have another trade setting up. I don't have another trade setting up on Dow yet. We popped at the open, came right back down. This was the exact thesis that I trade for every day. Beautiful entry, terrible exit, right? Had to get up, had a distraction that I had to leave the desk for, and decided to close my trade out instead of holding on to it. Right back into this area that I was looking for, right down below VWAP, like I just said, the 60s to the 50s. Beautiful. Prior days, volume point of control, temporary volume point of control, really clean, really clean. Now from down here, after this move, I really, for the most part, I'm going to be much less inclined to take a trade on Dow as a whole. ES, I think I've found more into the afternoon, but a lot can happen between now and then. We could do 47 different things, right? And this can all look differently. So I'm not going to go out on a limb and say that. For ES here, and again, like I said, I'm going to primarily be focusing on Dow. I like to be a specialist. Maybe I'm just too hard-headed to think about 47 different U.S. indices. I like to focus on one thing. I like to watch it. I like to know what price is trading at all times. I set alerts. I know what happened last week, the week before, and that really, I could picture the chart in my mind when I close my eyes, for better or for worse. I think for better, if I only focus on one thing. And Right now, I'm looking at ES and YM. I'm primarily going to be looking at YM. Not to say that I'm not going to be I'm going to be completely not paying attention to ES, but intraday and overnight and into pre-market, I really like to be hyper focused and trading one thing. I just think you become a better specialist. I think you become a better trader. You get such a feel for the way that market moves, the nuances, the volume, how it functions through different seasons of the year and different years and years as they go by, and at very least a couple indices. I think that was a big downside for me in Forex. I had a huge watch list, and I was paying attention to so many different Forex pairs. Trading's the same, right? Overall, market structure, price action, volume, whatever tools you use, they function the same, but the feel is different. The nuances are different. The intuition and discretion you build on whatever tools you're using, the price action is different, right? We know that ES moves differently than NQ. NQ moves differently than YM. YM moves differently than ES. All of them. Even highly correlated US indices, right? So that's my 2 cents. So again, I'm interested to see what happens here. Do we give up VWAP, which it looks like we are doing, and continuing to head lower? I don't know about this long, chat. So I said I did not want the shorts. Looking long overall in ES has helped me. Super bullish market. Pull back down to VWAP would not be paying so far. I'm interested to see, do we just come in here and then start to drift back up higher? We get this no news Tuesday push to the upside. Or are we going to start to sell off? Next area that I'll be looking at would be value area low here on ES from prior day. Also just an area of high volume, area market structure, right? Some consolidation from pre-market, whatever you want to call an area of interest down here. Support zone, right? Supply demand zone. 6780s. We come into this with some force. I think the next level on store is where we found all of these impulsive moves, right? Obviously a key level. A lot of volume traded here, multiple volume points of control, but also impulsive moves off of this, right? Really aggressive moves. So I think that could be the next one in store if we really started to come lower. But so far, I don't have anything on this. If you wanted to short from up here, stop above the high. We are getting close to that 10:30 a.m. Eastern time frame. Strong stat around initial balance, especially for ES. So we'll see. But overall, I don't have a setup coming on this. I executed aggressively off the open because I had a setup, right? No execution yesterday because no setup. I really don't have one on this. I'm not going to jump in front of this thing long. Not as we come lower through this area. I think there could be a continuation trade, maybe later into the afternoon. That's probably, or middle of the day. That's probably the most likely. Probably the most likely for me. But maybe it's just a dip down in here. We don't even sweep these lows right into the 75s. Bookmap looking like we will. Oh no, we got more down below. Oh, we might go. We might really go. 6760s is heavy. And this was the area that I was actually looking at yesterday. Come down and close this. Ooh. I wasn't zoomed out enough on Bookmap, guys. 6760s, 6750s could be in play, man. This might be a gnarly push to the downside. Yep, Dow continuing to move to the downside. Just eyeballing that one again. I don't know where I'd have another one on Dow just yet, but I'm getting a feel here on ES that if we don't come through the highs again today, we start to push back up. We get back above VWAP. We look like we were gonna maintain this bullish move. This could get ugly. This could get really ugly. Could come right down in here. And that wouldn't even be too crazy. That would not be too crazy of a move. I think we might do that. Said I wanted to stop doing that, and maybe at some point I'll take my own advice. Yeah, again, I don't have a trade on this one, guys. I don't have a setup coming on this, but I got an indication of one thing over the other happening. That's gonna be interesting to watch. I'll hang out. It's not even 10:30 yet. We'll hang out. We'll see what happens. It's looking very weak. Negative cumulative volume delta, continuing to get more and more negative. Levels down below. Definitely looks like we want these 80s and 75s. But do we want to go all the way to 60s and 50s? And what happens if we get down there, man? Do we just dump today? Do we just absolutely dump on this one? Let's see. Good morning, chat on Kick. What's up, y'all? Didn't even get to say what's up. What's up, guys? Appreciate you being on. Let's see. Morning, Big Frank. What's up? What's up? What do you guys think? Let me know in chat. How you looking at this? You think, let's run the poll. You think we are... I'm back watching ES, which maybe I'm going to wean myself off of completely tomorrow. We'll see. But let's throw the poll up. You think we're going to 68.10 or 67.50? ES up or down? Poll is live in the chat. Y'all let me know what you think. I'm interested to hear. I'm always interested to get your guys' input. Definitely interested to hear. I think I'm voting short on this one, man. This was looking strong. But ooh, you guys are heavy on the bull side. Let's see how that goes. Go ahead if you guys want to vote on a poll. Watching this bad boy, man. It's kind of weak, man. It's kind of weak. And while we're hanging out, watching the market, throwing another link in chat for you guys. It's pinned to the top as well. This is Top 1 Futures, man. If you want to check out the accounts that I was trading before I got kicked to a pre-live account, this is it. This is the half of this deal is still going on. 45% off is still going on with code RDF till the end of this week. The copy trading 5 accounts on the 25K and the 50K is done. That promo ended, but you can still get 45% off of Top 1 Futures accounts. I broke down why I felt the 50K was such a great opportunity in the instant funded prop firm market. Head there, do your own research, make your own decisions. $2,000 max loss limit. The quick overview on the 50K. $2,000 max loss limit. End of day trailing drawdown. $3,000 profit target. You're able to take out $2,500 in a withdrawal. 90-10 profit split. 20% consistency. Got to follow all the other simple rules and regs, but no crazy BS. And in my opinion, at the price point with the 45% off, that's one of the best options if you want to work yourself towards your first payouts or maybe more consecutive payouts. You want to push it. You want to copy trade larger size accounts. You want to scale up. You want to work yourself towards a live account and take the most amount of money with you. The 150Ks, instant funded, no brainer. As always, I'm partnered. I'm affiliated. I stand to make money. Can't be unbiased if all of those things are true, which they are. Do your own research. Make your own decisions. Let's see, man. Let's see. Pop it back up towards VWAP here. This looks like a short play, guys. I don't know. We have the initial balance set now. For those of you that like the initial balance, and if I'm really zoomed out like this, and I don't have overnight high and low marked, I don't mind marking it off on the 15-minute. This is going to be right. Here's our IB high and low. Really strong stat from Edgeful, if you want to check out Edgeful. Edgeful is the provider of a bunch of trading statistics. If this happens, then what happens? Similar to what you would see in backtesting, but just breaks it out in a simple report. That's our IB high and low here in ES. Strong stat, and pretty obvious today which side is more likely to break first, the low end of this. But the stat goes, if we break the low, we traditionally do not come and break the high. If we break the high, we traditionally don't come back and break the low. Is that enough? And we typically extend in whatever direction we break first by a certain amount, which they have reports on and data on. Is that enough to just trade exclusively like I was talking about VWAP? No. Can it give you a frame of reference so you could be on the right side of something that plays out more often than not? Yeah, and I think that's helpful. So here we go, breaking the low, man. Like I said, I think this is a short play. No, I don't have any risk structure on this. I didn't have it for the long, and I don't have it for the short. I got no way to structure a good trade on this. Here we are into the 80s. Getting ready to fill the 67 80s where we got quite a bit on the book, but this thing looks like it wants to go, man. That looked really weak as we came back down through VWAP here. Dow continuing to sell off as well. You guys are 50-50 on the up or down vote, so you guys are pretty conflicted. No clear direction out of the chat on long versus short. Yeah, man, this is interesting. Trying to frame a trade. I don't know that I would touch this long, man. Nothing on this now, right? As I've been yapping about potential long in here that I talked about, that absolutely would not have paid today. Probably be stopped now or getting close to getting stopped. As we came through VWAP really aggressively, and as I zoomed out on Bookmap, saw some more orders stacking up down into the 67 60s, 67 50s, and a growing negative cumulative volume delta. This does look like a short play. I just don't have a way to structure this. IB low broken to the downside, pushing outside of that by a couple points. Again, nice strong stat, which I'm going to have to pull up again just so I can quote them. Nice strong stat that we do not come back up and break this high, but we continue to form this to the downside. But does that have to happen? Does that always happen? No, right? Yeah, I think the only thing that I would be close to taking coming up be something like this. Continuation to the downside, maybe looking short on a pullback, stop loss way outside of this where, you know, if you're wrong, you're dead wrong. But we got sellers in store here now, guys, turning this into a bearish day. Through VWAP, 1038, continuing to push to the downside. That might have been it. That might have been the beautiful entry right in there. So far, it looks like it was. We just blast lower here. I don't think I have anything. And Dow popped at the open and then aggressively sold off. Well, let's see. We'll hang out for a little bit, see what starts to set up here. JB, short from 89.5. 67.60 is my target. Nice. Nice. Beautiful. I think down, but I don't think we'll get to 50s. So 8. 68. 10. So 68.10 target. Ah, okay. Okay. Looking for the move back up. All right, let's see. Let's see what we get, chatty chat chat. I'm interested to see, man. We just pop back up on this, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. And when I don't know, I don't take a trade. This looks weak overall across the board. Obviously, now that we're down below VWAP, cracking IB low, weak on CVD, levels down below. Like I said, gun to my head, if I had one, I would be long in here. That would not have paid on ES. I'd be looking at this short, but I don't think there's a good risk structure on this as we start to knife lower. Yeah, and I really don't have anything on Dow either. Yeah, I think I'm going to chill on this one, guys. I think I'm going to chill on this one. Unfortunate that I didn't get to capitalize on this huge move to the downside. If you guys missed it, I got short right in here. The move for me was just back to where, towards the 60s, 50s, prior days volume point of control. Clipped it early. Had to get up. But that's part of making a decision on how you want to handle situations where you're about to be distracted, have to walk away from the desk. But little W, can't complain. Couple $100, not anything crazy. Maybe this is going to be enough to allow me to test a daily payout from the new Top 1 Futures pre-live account. We'll see. I don't know if it's if that's going to be enough or if there's going to be a minimum. Obviously nothing to write home about, but one of the cool features from getting kicked live with a prop firm. Or specifically with Top 1 Futures, is there's daily payouts. There's no consistency rule. There's no minimum days between payouts. There's no profit target. There's no nothing. You make money, you're able to withdraw it with an 80-20 profit split. So that's pretty sweet. Yeah, but guys, I think I'm gonna call it. I don't want to sit here and know that I don't have a trade coming with you guys. If I find something into the afternoon, I'm gonna see right after I hop off. Honestly, if I could just test, see what this looks like on the dashboard and test a withdrawal. If I find something into the afternoon, probably be on the personal live account, which I'm really exclusively only trading YM. Yeah, this would be, I don't know. I wouldn't want to step in front of it if we sold off super aggressively. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'll set some alerts on YM and maybe I get something rolling into the afternoon. We find something that looks decent. But on that note, guys, remember, if you want to check out Top 1 Futures, this one is still running half of this deal. The copy trading 5 accounts is not running, but still 45% off with code RDF. Link is pinned in the chat. If you guys want to check it out, I think these are a great opportunity. As always, I'm partnered, I'm biased. I can't make money. I can't be unbiased if I stand to make money. Important for you to know that. Do your own research, make your own decisions. Remember, real quick, I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top 1 Futures, Code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Not too short and sweet. That was about an hour and a half. Lil W, can't be super sad. I'm not super psyched that I had to cut it, but Lil W in the fresh Top 1 Futures live account. See if I can't test a payout on this one. Like I said, hop in the free Discord if you're not already. Link is in the chat. If you want to check that out, I'll call out, try to call out something if I got something coming into the afternoon. Talk to you guys soon. See you here live tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. Talk to you guys soon.